Hey there guys, this is TEEJ here, or TJ. Pick your poison, either one works. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. But if you are back from any of the previous videos, thank you. Appreciate that a lot. I see you. Today is a long-awaited one. Don't change on me. We have the AGUST trilogy, the Daechwita, the Haegeum, and Amygdala music videos to get into, and then after that will just be like an extra section that I will go through all three videos, just pick at random different things that stuck out to me or that I just feel a need to mention. It could be lyrics, scenery, vocals, anything. It literally could just be a bird flying in the background. I'm like, hey, cool bird. So yeah, that's me. Here we have AGUST D, aka Sugar, aka, wait, hold up. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down somewhere. I don't know. It's in my recent notes, I know, but I don't know exactly which one it is. But because I write my notes in my where I write my lyrics at too, so that who knows what I haven't had of it right now. But also heard he had a few other nicknames that I can't remember off the top of the dome, but one of them stuck with me because it was badass. It was like the hand of Midas, or the hands of Midas, or something like that. But I was like, what? Like, that's dope as hell. I like that. It just made me even more hyped to listen to him. So I really hope well, the little clip that I heard from the Bang 7, the Taylor Marie guide that I watched, I loved whatever that 8 seconds, 5 seconds was. I loved it. So I know at least there's a part in here that I like. I'm not sure about the rest of the song. I hope all three are absolute fire. But you know, if there's one that really doesn't stick, then I mean, oh well. It's not gonna make me think any different. We all got songs that from artists that we don't really care for, but you know, they're still good. It's just they don't make the top of the list. You know? Keep an open mind here. But though he is the first of the rap line that I'm getting into, it won't be too long before we get into the others as well. That little clip just caught my attention, so I put him in. He's first up to bat. It's a lot of talking right now. Be quiet, get into the video. Heard. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this first music video. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Oh, chills. I love that sound. All of it. That whole walking up scene out of it's maybe a temple. Question mark? Not that. Question mark? No, that just looks weird. Let me stop. Yeah, this whole walking up scene into the open doors, the outdoors, kind of reminds me, if anybody's ever seen the movie Sucker Punch, that I absolutely love with the life of me. It kind of reminds me of this scene from Sucker Punch when the main character is walking out of a temple or something like that, and it's leads to like a courtyard type scenario right here where she has to fight these 3 giant samurai ninja. And anyway, I don't want to spoil it if anybody hasn't watched the movie, but you should definitely watch it. And if you have watched it and you like it, let me know. Like, I always like to see when the people are like, oh, you mentioned this, and I'm like, what, you like that too? It's crazy. Anyway. we'll go back a little bit to 15 seconds. He's still shadowy. And great vibes.
Yeah. Oh.
Play it loud. I'm gonna keep the momentum going for these first three reactions, but what he just said about the tiger leading up to the dragon, that's how I live. Again, I'm not gonna speak too much on it right now, what I think that is. I will save that for the lyric part. For when we get into the lyrics, and then as I'm figuring out the lyrics, I will also tell you guys what I thought the lyrics were. That might be how I play out this whole reaction. Because 3 songs and a reaction. Yeah, it's pretty much like 3 separate uploads. Which I hope I'm doing this right. Like, you know, doing it all together. Because most tubers just separated all the songs. I'm like, oh, should I do it all 3 together? But here we are, all 3. What is this line that I just... bro, stop calling me a little pup. I was born a tiger, unlike a little puppy like you. And then this what I'm paused on, he just leaning down with that aura, that demeanor, that look in his eye. Pathetic fucks putting on a talent show. It doesn't work. Yeah, who recommended this? To everybody who recommended this, you're a real one. Shout out to you. What a shit show. I love what he just said about flexing. Like, I got none. Because I've written lyrics like that, so I knew I'd vibe with this guy, man. I knew it. Like, I just felt it. The way he holds himself, the way he presents himself, I just knew there'd be some type of connection there, you know? Aside from the vibe. Because I've written, like, stuff like that in my own lyrics, which is not too common in 2024 to, you know... He's like, you know, flexing, I got none. Me, I've written in my own lyrics, I forget what the exact lyrics were, but it was... Like, I don't need chains and all that good stuff to, you know, show up and show out with this song. Absolutely love it, though. You guys get what I mean, though, right? Right? Because, you know, it's pretty... I've had friends that have written songs before, and they're like, hey, TJ, what do you think about this? And they're like, yeah, gold chain, Lambo, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, you drive a Prius. You never owned a chain in your life. What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, but it'll blow up, right? And I'm like, I mean, maybe. It's what people like to hear. But, like, nothing in this song is remotely close to you or how you, you know? But, you know, I usually don't, you know, say that to people. I'm just like, oh, yeah, cool. You know, everybody writes what they write, you know. I'm like, I hope I'm saying that right. Y'all told me he was raw. Y'all told me this trilogy went hard, but oh my god, bro. I didn't know he was going to be spitting it like that. I'm having trouble controlling my volume right now. That, like, I'm shaking a little. Y'all probably can't see that the way I can since, you know, camera's a little bit further away, but like I'm having little shakes right here because like the passion, bro, for writing lyrics and music in general, the thoughts, the whole process and the emotion that comes with writing lyrics that raw, just gets me so hyped, bro. I wish I could make a song with this guy already, and the song's not even over yet. 원하는 건 모두 가졌지 이제는 물도 가져야만 만족이 될지 내가 원했던 건 너 담은 돈 담은 걸걸 이 다음은 도대체 뭐지 그 다음은 그래 뭘까 심히 느껴지는 현타 위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하리만 보다가 이대로 척추하고 I'm a king I'm a boss 새겨놓아 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 당장 놈의 줘 I'm a king I'm a boss 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 당장 놈의 먹을 줘 Talk your shit, sugar, talk it! I usually don't cuss a lot either, but it's necessary right now. Like, holy shit, he's going off, he's going in. I saw somewhere, when I looked up this song, it was within like a 10 video range that it was titled like, The Comeback or something like that. I don't know if it's for sure. I didn't fact check or anything, I just kind of said, oh, cool. And then went on to the actual music video. But if this is like a comeback type song, like who's going against it? Well, like this is, I love comeback songs, man, because these artists just show up, show out. They drop just an entire weight on you. You're like, oh, cool, new song, you know, not too much weight. We know that. And then you listen to it and you're like, bro, this is like 3 tons. Like I can't deal with this. Whatever that means. If you guys make sense, whatever I just said. Alright. Alright. Getting a little cinematic here. Let's go. I like to see it. You love to see it. Then he got cut down. Or not? First of all, why was my mouth just hanging open like... If you guys ever catch me doing that again, just be like, hey, close it. It's not necessary. but that was symbolic for a reason. I don't know. He got cut down, revived, shot another version of himself. I'm guessing the different personas that he has, and one of them just got offed. We'll find out later. I'm just taking a random crack at it, but I would assume it's something along those lines. That was an absolute banger song. I'm gonna be vibing to that for sure. All right, camera died on me. Whoop-de-doo. But like I was saying, that was an absolute stellar song, bro. Outstanding for sure. That chorus, that's going to be a new one stuck in my head. Now I'm so glad that I'm getting a new one stuck in my head, especially when it got to that Daechwita part. And I love the sounds at the beginning of the song. Insert. And it was around like 75% of the song. It was this sound here. Like, you know, that instrumental there. Because it reminded me of a song that I made, because I take a lot of inspiration from other places, not this where I'm from. I'm very open-minded when it comes to inspiration. I'm inspired by a lot of things. And it just reminded my own song, and I'll try and keep this short because I don't want to mention myself while reacting to AGUST. But it's more on the, like, the JP side of things, and, you know, a little bit less on the, well, not at all on the Korean side, but it just kind of reminded me of, like, a unique sound, because I don't hear this much in rap. Like, over the last year that I listened to, you know, my rap playlist or new rap songs, I've not heard that kind of sound in a song. And besides my own playlist, which is why I'm like, yo, like, that's even another thing that, you know, I can vibe with and feel another connection, you know, another little string connecting me to AGUST, aka Sugar, you know, because, like, we both use these unusual sounds that, you know, not unusual, but when compared to the, you know, the most common sounds that get put in rap songs, which, you know, we've all heard, you know, those beats, and we can name them off that. Yeah, that's a rap beat. But you know, we both use that those type of sounds. Anyway, this is what it is. I hope you guys can hear it. I'm not gonna, like, let the lyrics play or anything, but just the intro, so you guys know what I'm talking about. This is mine. Anyway, now you guys know that I'm not capping. My other rap friends, they stay away from those type of sounds in their beats, but I absolutely love them, because I get a lot of inspiration from overseas people. Anyway, now we're going to get into Haegeum, or Haegeum music video. We're not even going to waste a beat, bro, because we're going to keep the momentum going. I mean, you wouldn't stop a movie and talk, just keep going, right? Anyway. Daechwita. It's already in my head, bro. Come on. This guy's doing damage. He's a bit of an actor too, eh? Not just V. Kim Tae-young.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 복잡되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금.
Nope, we're going back. Sorry, I know you guys are like, no, don't go back, keep it going. But we're going back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 이 노래는 해금,
It's like gravity weighing on you.
복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금. 이 노래는 해금, 올라타봐 지금. 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금. 이 노래는 해금, 올라타봐 지금. 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금. 해석되는 자유, 개소리는 out. 표현들의 자유 어쩌면 누군가의 조금 달콤한 자유 일런지 당신의 판.
Alright, I might have to add a new section into this video because there's words in here that I'm not used to seeing, and obviously they mean something, like Haegeum and the Daechwita too. Sorry, this video is going to be long. Bear with me here.
땅과 추측이 확실한 신념들이 있는지 당신의 자유와 타인의 자유가 동일하다 믿는지 그렇다면 주저 말고 올라타봐 금지된 것들로부터 해봐 각자의 취향조차 이해들을 못하는 불행한 이 시대를 살아가는 이들을 위한 이 노래는 금지된 것을 푸는 것뿐이지 허나 자유와 방종의 차이지만 부디 구분하길 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 쏟아지는 정보들은 세상의 자유들을 금지시킨 가동시에 사상의 통일성을 원해 왜 내 머리 앞에 각종 오이즈는 눈을 가리고 이제는 생각에 좌우조차 범해 각종 논란들은 판단들의 혼란들을 야기시키고 또 쉴 틈 없이 생산되네 과연 너를 금지시킨 건 무엇일까 어쩌면 우리 자신 아닐까 자본의 노예 돈들의 노예 중고심과 편견 혐오의.
Since it is a trilogy, and the first one definitely had signs of there being meaning to the video, and not just the lyrics themselves, you know, it's like a whole story going on. I wonder if this is following that too, since this is a completely different character than what we saw in Daechwita. And what he's talking about changes too, so like I do believe he's taken us on an entire journey right here. I just yet to figure it out. Hopefully I figure it out at the end of the video, by the end, and if I don't, armies and, you know, BTS lovers, help me out. Please.
자본의 노예 돈들의 노예 중고심과 편견 혐오의 유튜브의 노예 플렉스의 노예 이기심과 탐욕이 미쳐나지내 눈 감으면 편해 모든 게 뻔해 이득에 따라서 뻔히 갈리는 결의 시기와 질투에 다들 말해 눈들이 먼해 서로가 서로에게 족쇄를 거는 것도 모른 채 정보의 쓰나미에 수준을 내려가지 말기 우린 자유와 방종의 차이지만 모두 구분하니 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬.
I love these little movie moments.
또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복작되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금.
I'm starting to get the feeling, again, correct me if I'm wrong, or if I don't get it by the end of this video, this reaction, I'm starting to think what he's talking about in the lyrics, there is a version of him in the actual video that he's playing that it's pretty much an embodiment of the things that he's talking about in the lyrics. So like, you know, the greed, this and that, or, you know, flexing, blah, blah, blah. That's what the other him represents, and that's why he's killing it. I don't know. I love lyrics like these, man. It gets me so hyped. It's like once I figure it out, I know I'll still come back for more and find other details, and it just it just, these are the type of songs that stay with me, like, for life. And I love that I'm experiencing this right now. Because, like, how you all are for, you know, well, not just, well, maybe, you know, BTS lovers as well, but ARMY specifically I'm talking to. How you all are, like, how you feel and connect to BTS and on that personal level, you know, like on a spiritual level. That's how I connect to, like, you know, how I mentioned Linkin Park or something like that. They are my BTS, and I was really hoping that one of these groups, when I started this channel, whether it was the first year or maybe I'd have to be reacting for 3 years before I found it, you know, they're not easy to come by. You know, there's a lot of oversaturation artists out there, but this group is onto something, man. I can feel it. Like, my chest is heating up right now. Like, how I mentioned it was cold, like the weather's all over the place right now. My body's actually heating up listening to these songs right now. Like, I feel like I need to take this off, but I'm not gonna. That relief, freeing feeling, hanging out the window, let's go. Pause. Alright, that was not Haegeum, not Haegeum. Haegeum. And I think somewhere, I don't know where it is, so I can't pop the video up here. I think somewhere there was a chant of his name in the background. That's like a background vocal, and it was very faint, but I just barely caught it, and I'm pretty sure it said his name. I'm going to say that one part, but the Yoonji? Min Yoonji? Because I've been saying Min Yoongi, like G. But if it's G, then, like, that's also a correction too. So, like, just watching the video, I'm all ending things correctly. Hell yeah. Let's go. All right. Now, on to Amygdala. Amygdala. Again, I might be corrected on how I say that in this video as well. I'm hoping for it. I'm expecting it. This was pretty wild, because before I thought YouTube was just acting, you know, strange for a second, as it usually does from time to time. But it was like, this video contains blah blah, do you wish to proceed? And I was like, what the heck am I getting myself into? This one's about to be crazy. Anyway, without wasting any time, on to the next. We're moving, bro. This train is going somewhere. It's on the tracks, no brakes, full force. Play. Oh. Did not expect the singing, to be honest.
I don't know your name. I don't know your name. 요즘 기분은 어때? I don't know your name, your name, your name. 기억들로 여행 지우고픈 일들. 요즘 기분은
I mentioned earlier I felt like he was talking about different sides of himself, or just, you know, things in general, and he himself played a character that represents those things, and then he killed them off, you know, some kind of variation of blah blah blah. But I feel like this one's, the vibe is different. It's not as aggressive. It's a little bit more low key. It has a soothing kind of flow to it. And it's like that one soft song after a night of just, you know, just raging. It's like a breath of fresh air, you know? But I feel like this one's more personal. Like he's actually talking about himself, not just, you know. Anyway.
1993 내가 태어난다.
Yep.
엄마 심장에 별의별 일이 많았지. 뭐가 이리 다 살아난지 기억조차 안 나는 기억도 다 꺼내보자고 하나씩 다 꺼내보자고 하나씩. 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택
Another clap, bro. Like a clap before the standing ovation at the end. So I know it's coming. As an active lyric writer myself, who is very passionate about writing the lyrics for, wow, a lot of years. I never even stopped to think about it. A lot of years. Writing something personal like this, you know, usually when artists write a personal song, you know, typically, obviously there's millions of songs out there that they do this well, but typically your artist will, you know, take a personal memory and they put it through the processor, you know, the heart to the mind, then out the mouth. Maybe they're like mouthing it to themselves, they're whisper talking, blah blah. But the second they get the writing, it comes out a bit generalized so that it can like relate to the people a little bit. But if you take that away, that little glazed layer of generalization, and it's just raw, it's pretty deep, and it's kind of hard to write, you know, unless you're really in that state of mind for a little bit, or if you're not trying to run from that state of mind, because it could be pretty tough for an artist to write something uncomfortable, you know, or that makes the listeners uncomfortable if they're talking about things that are a little bit too personal. But I personally, I love it. Anyway.
My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 구해줘, 어서 나를 구해줘. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 구해줘.
I got that one right.
My Amygdala, my Amygdala, my Amygdala, my Amygdala. 이것을 슬프해줘, 어서 빨리 꺼내줘.
Through the context, there's a mountain of words that I'm trying to attach to Amygdala. At first, it was like, you know, some sort of reference for like guardian angel, you know, my antidote, or I'm trying to connect it with different things that could save him from a situation. I guess we'll see later on. I made a little too hasty with these, with this, but you know, we'll get there. I'm just super hyped. So I want to speak about everything I see, but you know, I'm trying to hold back most of it until later. Anyway.
그래 참 별의별 일이 많았지. 길가에 너무 심장시계 소리. 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 언제나 아버지의 간암 소식. 최선의 선택들이 맞아섰길. 그 또한 모두 지나가 버렸길. 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까. 끊임없는 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시금 나는 연꽃을 피워내. 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 선택, 선택. 원치 않다.
go back to where the chorus starts. Damn. Emotions all over the place. Starting to space out a little bit. Yeah, I knew it. This one's on the deeper side. It's gonna get me in my head.
My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 구해줘, 어서 나를 구해줘. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 꺼내줘, 어서 나를 꺼내줘. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, my Amygdala, my Amygdala. 이곳에서 구해줘, 어서 빨리 꺼내줘.
Another banger. Nah, because now I'm really getting... Bro, I told you my emotions are all over the place. I just got really heartfelt. Then the second I started thinking about the meaning, I just perked back up again. Like, you guys are seeing me go through it, like, raw. Yeah. Nah, yeah, I think I'm definitely on the right path. Whether he's talking about, you know, how he feels inside, or, you know, different personas or variations of himself, but it all leads back to himself, you know, the core, you know. Who is he? I may have to sleep on this, but not gonna sleep on him or the songs, but I'm gonna have to let it rest here. Try not to think about it too much so we can jump back into it for the lyrics, because it's getting pretty late over here, and I don't want to run out of energy. I want to stay 100% for this reaction, you know. I just before I started this video, I just went to the theater to see the little one. She's not mine, but you know. She performed tonight for the first time on stage at the theater, and the family went there. We all supported her. She did absolutely amazing. Like, stellar performance. She hit notes I did not think that she at her age would be hitting. Beautiful. So yeah, I was there, dropped my brother off, he's going somewhere, said goodbyes, came home, immediately started reacting. So I don't want my energy to drop. Yeah, you can hear the the raspiness coming through my voice. It's about that time when you get tired and then you start talking like that. Anyway, as far as the lyrics go, I think we will read the dulcet, what dulcet has for the Daechwita lyrics, and then watch the explanation video for that, just so it's right after, you know, reading the same song in. The DK TV didn't seem to have the Haegeum or the Amygdala, so I was a bit unsure of which videos to watch as far as the explanation for those two. I was a bit iffy on that, so it'll just be the Daechwita from DK TV today. If there are a specific video I need to watch for the other two, by all means, recommend it, and I'll use that, but I don't even know what to look for. I don't know which video has misinformation, which video is actually good for it or not. Alright, so now we know what Daechwita is, so play aloud. Gotcha. It shines, it shines, my crown shines. Don't forget the old days. We fly, we so fly. On a chartered plane, we so fly. We're so fly, we do fly. Private jet life. Born a slave, risen to a king. Born a slave, risen to a king. Huh, is that why there was two of them? It represents like the double? Maybe? I trapped the past in a rice chest. So it's a reference of the story, you know, dude starving by being confined in a rice chest. His past is trapped in a rice chest. I mean, like he's starving the past. It's dying out. Huh. I like that. I like these little references that are used that are clever. Like, I use a lot of those in my own music. I mean, not to this caliber, but, you know, I still try. There was one that started off, that I'd written, it started off a cappella. I think I'd written it like quite a while ago. Started off a cappella, and then the main instrumental came in later as part of like a journey to like lead you to from the beginning to the end of the song. It was like it was music is reflection of self, is who we are. Organize these twisted rhymes to find the vibe. Guess that's just the start. Need to find a way to be my own light in the dark. So when I lose direction, I look toward my northern stars. In my eyes, you'll find a moonlit spark. A gateway through my thoughts. A chauffeur through my dark. The navigation to destination. Triangulation cartograph to the holy grail that is the heart. Yeah, a soul like distant stars. A path not split apart. Emotions have it out like war with logic. And I'm not talking Bobby boy. Yeah, thoughts caught back then and yell. I'm plotting in this well cause he helps the helper out when he's down nobody. He helps himself, cause I know if my hand extended that way the favor would be expected to make a full circle round. Yeah, shit's heavy when my conscience start to bark. It echoes through my heart, demons loiter in my halls. I leave him in the dark. Their whispers become one. They yell at me to fall, tugging me in every which way again. I feel Attila ripped apart. A pun to the Huns, I am the avatar. Trying to paint a picture here on the go. Here's some color to my art. So that was like the beginning. And it was supposed to be like kind of a cappella-ish. And then the whole, here's some color to my art, that's when the actual instrumental would like start playing and the bass and everything would start hitting, because that would be like the color being brought to the song. This is what I was going for back then. But you know, all those references, that's how I write as well. So another connection being made with August D here. Love it. Alright, now we'll get into this DK TV explanation of Daechwita. And
Suga has delivered another hard-hitting mixtape titled D2. The first August D album, released in 2016, focused on the tough times Suga faced when he was a teenager. Suga's at a very different place now. He's much older and he's much more successful. And this album focuses on the changes of his feelings after becoming one of music's biggest superstars. It's a very honest album, and my personal favorite off of this is the title track, Daechwita. It's an ultimate flex track / warning / reminder with tons of historical references, so let's take a look into it.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Daechwita is Korean traditional marching music that was played when kings or royalty were moving about or important guests would visit, as well as when army would be marching. There are two main characters in this music video, a King Suga and a bottom class Suga. We can see that the King Suga is a tyrant. He has everyone kneeling down with the faces down in the ground. And he beheads people who have complaints in this scene. You can see the Shinmungo here. People in the Joseon dynasty would hit this drum if they had something that they've been wronged. They'd hit this drum and the king or someone up in the hierarchy would come and sort out their problems. Except here, King Suga is killing the people who have such complaints and issues. But the bottom class Suga, with the help of BTS and
Was that
ARMY,
army
represented
marching
by
like
the
a
6 other
reference to
men
army?
and a woman in the scene, starts a coup. He drives up a car with the men representing BTS and also a cute painting of Bang PD. By the way, this painting has its origins in a Jungkook drawing of Bang PD. It's pretty funny. The King Suga sees this and gives a thumbs down and captures the bottom class Suga. The King
So he
Suga
was
wants
the
to
king.
kill him and does this graceful sword dance, which apparently Suga learned in 2 days. Meanwhile, bottom class Suga, blindfolded and tied down, starts headbanging, singing Daechwita. Remember how I told you that Daechwita was played when kings were about, or when the army would be marching? The bottom class Suga singing this is an announcement that he is actually the real king. He feels like he's the king. The people under the king, the very ones that were kneeling to him in the beginning, are now joining Suga, headbanging with him. This Daechwita is also for them. These kneeling people are armies marching together with the bottom class Suga. At the end, the executioner who was supposed to take down the bottom class Suga actually frees him and gives him a gun. Bottom class Suga grabs this and shoots the king. I think the MV and the song is a metaphor for BTS and ARMY taking down the existing system and the ruling forces of the industry. The King Suga represents the system, the existing system, the few powerful companies that had control over the industry before BTS came to the scene. Bottom class Suga is Suga himself in a small company with basically
never would have
nothing,
guessed that.
as if he was born into a bottom class and winning the people over, eventually taking down the king with BTS and armies. I think Suga picked the perfect motif to convey his message. And if you look at the historical references, you'll be more amazed at how clever this all is. Well, this single verse has a lot to unpack, but let's just start with this line. The Joseon Dynasty, which is most likely where this song is set in, had a strict class system where there was a heavy discrimination based on which class you were born into. Slaves were not even considered human. They would be traded in cases their owners didn't have enough money, and they were thought of more as just things. Think about the mistreatment that BTS received earlier on in their careers. They faced heavy discrimination due to them being from a small company, and they were mistreated. So it's easy to understand why Suga called himself a slave here. Slaves in Joseon were almost completely blocked off from advancing to higher classes, so for a slave to become a king is basically impossible. But Suga's saying he made it happen.
That's deep.
The following
I don't
line
know
is a
about the
reference
troubles
to
before.
Haegeum,
Obviously,
the
I've heard
king
about it
of Joseon Dynasty
through the Marie guy,
in the
but that's it.
17th century. He developed paranoia while in power and notoriously became violent and reckless. Hence the line, "Berserk Tiger, Kwanghae Flow." But I think there are more reasons Suga referenced Kwanghae in the lyrics, especially if you consider what his life was like. Kwanghae-gun had a very roller coaster of a life. Originally, he was a war hero, defending Joseon against the Japanese invasion of 1592, one of the biggest wars in Korean history. His father, who was then king, had fled when the war broke out, and the 18-year-old Prince Kwanghae led Joseon troops in the battlefield. Rarely at this time did kings or to-be kings go out into the battlefield themselves. So Kwanghae, fighting with the people, won their hearts over, and there were movements to throne him as the king instead of his father. The father felt threatened by this, so he made a lot of political efforts to stop Kwanghae from gaining influence. Eventually, Kwanghae became stuck between two large political powers, and this struggle eventually made Kwanghae go paranoid and become violent and reckless. Ultimately, he was dethroned after a coup. I think Suga somewhat relates to Kwanghae, as he himself had been through a tough adolescence, having to go out into the battlefield at an early age, just like Kwanghae did. He was an idol with no money, from a small company stuck in an industry dominated by big corporations. When Suga started winning battles and gaining power, he must felt a lot of efforts from the existing big powers to keep him away from the throne, like what Kwanghae experienced from his father when the people wanted him to become the king. Suga mentions putting his past in the rice chest. For many Koreans, the word TEEJ or rice chest is strongly connected to the tragic story of 사도세자, which involves him dying in a rice chest. 사도세자 was the son of then King Yeongjo, and his father was extremely harsh on him, humiliating him and scolding him in front of others at a very early age. This became so severe that 사도세자 attempted to commit suicide a few times, but even then, he was treated terribly. He developed what modern doctors diagnose as bipolar disorder and began acting very violently. Eventually, the king ended up hating 사도세자 so much that he orders 사도세자 to go into a rice chest. 사도세자 went in, and he was stuck inside for 8 days and eventually starved to death. 사도세자 had a troubled life, filled with being humiliated and mistreated, and mental health issues just not being understood. Suga has been pretty open about his mental health issues he had when he was growing up, and I think he relates to 사도세자. He sees himself in him. He says he's putting his past in the rice chest. It's a declaration that he's putting the old troubled Yoongi, the 사도세자 Yoongi, behind and looking at what's ahead of him. In the second verse, Suga focuses more on how he's now on the throne and he's better than everybody else. Suga directly name drops Bang PD and also takes a shot at other artists who do drugs thinking that they write better music while they're high. I won't name any names here, but I'm sure you can think of an artist or a few artists for that matter that will be at the butt end of this. Some in bigger companies, in fact.
Ooh, boy!
The diss aside, this line is also a glimpse into Bang PD's relationship with BTS. In a typical company, it'd be extremely difficult to even mention the name of your boss this openly without putting the honorifics 님, especially considering how much a veteran and how much older Bang PD is compared to BTS. However, Suga name drops Bang PD as if he was his friend. We can sense that there is a very close bond and assume that Bang PD is very democratic with BTS. The fact that Suga is talking of Bang PD so casually is a flex of its own to others, as it's a sign that BTS has become so big and valuable to the company that he's at level with Bang PD. Now this is an interesting bit. Here Suga uses the Korean word 현타. Hentai is an interesting Korean slang that is used all around the internet. Directly translated as wise man's time, it is a word to describe the feeling you get right after you've ejaculated, yes, ejaculated, and you feel no more sexual urges and you have a moment of clarity in your brain. You feel still, present, and sometimes disappointed that the short moment of satisfaction was all you got and you worked so hard for it. This slang originated from Japan, but it has become a staple in Korean everyday language, and it is widely used in everyday life outside of sexual situations. Usually in situations when you finally got what you dearly wanted and you wonder, that was it? Suga's saying he's feeling extreme 현타 because he has it all. He has money, he has clothes, he has everything he ever wanted, and there's nothing, no one above him. While this could be considered a small cry for help, I think within the context of this song, it's more of a hard flex. He's saying, others can only dream of what I have, but now I got everything and I feel bored and disappointed. But you won't know how I feel because you never had any of this.
Damn, that hit.
BTS has been on the top for the past few years, absolutely dominating, with a level of popularity that has never been seen in K-pop before. They're so dominant that it's sometimes easy to forget that they too had humble beginnings. In fact, more humble than most top artists out now today. They had to fight their way through discrimination, mistreatment, and humiliation. Daechwita is a reminder that this was where they started, and they took that system down. And it's also a warning that they had the resilience and the force to go through all of this, to go from slave to king. you want us to make more videos like this, supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV helps us a lot. These explain videos get copyright claimed, thus we make no money off of them, 0 cents. So please consider supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV. For just a cup of coffee a month, you can get exclusive content and also help us continue our careers.
Pause.
And until next time, bye-bye.
All right. This one comment said it feels like a history class, but the only difference is that it's interesting. The history class is only about Yunji. I feel that. I definitely felt like I was in class for that full 13 minutes. Loved it though. I'm finally getting an understanding for all of this. Yeah, y'all were 100% correct. Tons of things that you need like the Korean explanation for. Yep. Anyway, if you guys made it to the end, thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you feel like you want to comment anything about anything I missed, or just a video, or whatever you feel compelled to comment, feel free to comment. Especially about Haegeum and Amygdala, since, you know, for obvious reasons. If you feel like if you're new here, or you have watched any of my videos before but you're not subscribed, and you feel like you want to just join the journey with me, or you'll be back later, might as well go ahead and subscribe. And that is all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!